Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm in London again on a very hot day. It's 30 degrees Celsius here right now, which in London is really very hot. The house not designed for the heat, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying. So I want to tell you how my old dentist, ripped me off for years, in fact, for decades, and how this might be of assistance to you. You might learn something. I used to go to my local dentist. He was and is very close to my home. He was always quite a nice guy, but then I started to work out that he has been ripping me off for decades unknowingly. So let's get into why. My dentistry now is not just cheaper, but I actually think I'm getting better service for it. So learn from me, and I believe you can benefit from my former ignorance. This all started when I was house sitting in Brisbane and I needed to get my teeth cleaned. It's called a scale and clean. My teeth, they get really dirty behind, and I need to get it done fairly regularly. And my nearest dentist in Brisbane there was able to help me. And I was more than pleasantly surprised when I found out that my bill for the scale and clean was zero, whereas my old dentist, had been adding $120 on top, at least for years, to my scale and clean, on top of the money that he was taking from my healthcare fund. I found out that that particular dentist was on a list of dentists that do these things for HCF, but other funds as well. I can get this treatment free twice a year from my fund. I think that if you have a healthcare fund with extras, this probably apply to you as well. I also needed to get a new crown. So I need three more crowns at the back of my teeth over the next 3 years. This is because, in addition to grinding my teeth at night, I wear a splint. The way I eat, all the pressure's on the back of my teeth. I need to know that. But there's a lot of pressure, a lot of energy going back down the back of my teeth. Knowing that this is already cheaper, I got a quote for getting the crown done at this dentist in Brisbane. And lo and behold, I think I was paying $2,200 to my old dentist, but this guy, I had to pay $1,100. So I was saving it around $1,000 straight away. So I now know that this is not unusual, that many dentists will do that, what they call a no gap service on the scale and cleans. You can find this out by going online to a website called healthshare.com.au in Australia. There you can find no gap dentists and also other providers like physios who will do work for no gaps. You can also look this up on the HCF page directly, which basically is powered by the HealthShare website. So clearly my dentist was not a no gap dentist. He was taking money off the top on all of my services. It was later that I discovered a HCF dental service. I know BUPA have similar. This is where the dentist is actually branded or I think owned by HCF or BUPA. Now, we don't have one of those in my home city of Adelaide, but earlier this year I was house sitting for an extended period of time in Brisbane to be close to my parents. And each year I was eligible to claim with one crown. And as I like to travel, I'm in London now, and I also love going to the Greek islands. I'm often overseas in Europe. And what I did not want to have happen was one of my teeth breaking while I'm overseas. This has happened to a friend of mine in a French restaurant. Hi, Ray. Over time, I've gotten 4 teeth done. The first one with my skimming dentist. Pleasant but skimming dentist. So I went to the HCF dentist in Chermside in Brisbane. And by the way, I just saw that the review I wrote for them has already gotten 5,000 reviews. I love the service there. I was very impressed. It struck me that some of the gear they had there was actually better than and specialist gear that my old dentist didn't actually have. Could be wrong about that, but it seemed to be pretty cool. And the training and systems that they got were also, I thought, better. The lady dentist there was also very good, very gentle with me. I'm quite a sensitive man and I also have very sensitive teeth. So she was very careful about all that stuff. And I can say that the customer experience at the other dentist that I've used has been equal to or better than my old pleasant yet skimming dentist. So the extra money wasn't getting me anything extra except a bigger bill. So when I'm in Adelaide now and I need dental work, I can check the Health Share website for a no-gap dentist. I now also realise that I can check this for others extras like physiotherapists. And this is what I've done when I need attention. I cannot go to Brisbane and to the HCF branded dentist. Having said that, I do visit Brisbane fairly regularly and to see my parents. So sometimes it's worth booking in with HCF Dental Office in Chermside because I just know the value that I'll be getting. So to give an example, when I went to the HCF branded dentist, I got the cheapest quote ever for my crown. But this time my own cost was, I think, $880 net, which is a total bargain. On top of that, I believe I got the best ever service for my crown. For example, because I knew I was traveling, they actually accelerated the delivery of the crown. So that this one was done in the shortest time ever. So if you haven't had a crown, basically they take the top of the tooth away, put a temporary crown in, and then a technician somewhere else makes the actual crown, and then that crown gets fitted a week or two later. Well, this was accelerated. It was done all done within a week, which is great because one time I actually flossed my temporary crown off, which is a bit scary. So again, I'm really glad that was done. So I think, yes, if you have a healthcare fund and your dentist is taking money off the top, maybe it's worth looking around and look at the healthshare.com.au website. Talk to your provider. BUPA in particular, I know, have branded dentists, I think also in Adelaide. You might well get a much, much better deal. So is your dentist taking extra money when you get basic procedures done? If so, please let us know. And as I say, I recommend that you check out the healthshare.com.au website to see if you can get a better deal. I'll see you later from a very, very hot London, and peace and love to you all.